from a young age, I wasn't going to do anything else but be in like, you know, this entertainment like industry or media industry, because I started off acting from like the age of like 7. Like if there was an Asian Love Island, but like a bit of a different concept.
There'd be
like
a lot of honour killings.
Yeah, but just all Asian, but like, okay.
So we're here with Nikita Kanda. Hello.
Hello.
You was just telling us this is your first ever podcast.
It is my
appearance.
first ever podcast, so you're lucky to be the first people to have me on.
That's the only reason I started Samosa Chats, was to just be able to slide into DMs. That's it. This is one of the few times it's actually worked, people. This isn't a podcast. This is a date. This is a date,
I'm
Nikita.
a date I didn't know about.
Yeah. It's a date that's been
This is a cheap date. I got a glass of water. That's not it.
I've got you a fucking studio. That's what I got. So for people that don't know, obviously I came across you through a mutual I was going to say friend. Hey, Mira. No, you're of Take Me Out fame, I guess, but you do a ton of other shit as well.
Yeah. So, before Take Me Out, I was doing presenting TV and radio. So then it was Take Me Out afterwards.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And it was the most recent Take Me Out.
Yeah, the final and last series. They just announced that it's the last one now, so that's it.
Oh shit, I thought that was an exclusive for a second, then you were like, they've announced it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, sorry. They were just announced, Paddy just put it on his Instagram, so
and it's done.
That it's done. But I feel happy that I'm in the last one, so yeah.
What's your ethnic background?
I am Punjabi.
You're Punjabi.
Indian Punjabi.
You're one of those people that's like ethnically ambiguous.
Yeah. Oh my God. So like nobody knows where I'm from. Like I get like Turkish, Arab. I get like all different types of. No one can guess. I think even when I was on Take Me Out, they didn't know where I was from.
Really? Yeah. I reckon it's the blonde hair threw me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, definitely the blonde hair.
You don't see a lot of Asian chicks with blonde hair.
You do. Some girls have the blonde highlights. Not as blonde as this, probably.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, Essex.
Yeah, I know. Literally, I always get. I'm not from Essex, and I always get, are you from Essex? And I always get, are you Turkish? Are you this? Are you that? I'm like, no, I'm Indian. When I say I'm Indian, they're like, what? Like, I just came back from India as well. So you can imagine, like, I was like the Gordy in the bin, like, oh my God.
What was that? Wait, hold on. What was that experience
Oh
like?
my God. I was getting called foreigner. I was getting called Gordy. Like, I was getting stared at everywhere I went. Like, it was like, literally, no, they're really, really obvious, aren't they? They literally follow you like that. Yeah. And I was getting followed into like shops, like everywhere.
Well, no. You get followed. I go there, I don't get followed. I think
it's because they think like I'm like proper British, isn't it? So they just don't expect to see like an Indian girl with blonde hair. Yeah. Then like when I start speaking a bit of Punjabi, they're like, oh, do you see Punjabi on thee? Like, oh my God, like it's so shocking. Like, so yeah,
you did a full on like little tour, didn't you? I was like following your Instagram
watching
and shit.
Story. Yeah, I love a good Instagram story. I do. Like if you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm always on a story.
Yeah, clear out a couple of hours for a story. if Nikita's on holiday.
I know, if I'm on holiday, I just, it's so long. But yeah, I went literally all around like Punjab. I've got a lot of family there. Was there for a family wedding. So I hadn't been since I was like 10 years old.
Right.
So it was a long time. And then obviously you had to go round to everywhere.
I was going to ask a really rude question. How old are you now?
Oh, I'm 24. I'm turning 25 this year.
Nice.
So yeah.
Oh shit, you're very young, man. I feel old in comparison now.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 26, nearly 27.
That's not even what. I thought he was gonna say like I'm like 30 something. The way he was like, I'm feeling really old. We're not even like that much. Like there's not much of an age gap there.
I don't know. I feel it. I look a lot older than you.
Listen, someone told me I look 35. I was pissed, mate. I was like, I'm turning 25, not 35.
Where are they buried?
Yeah. I can't tell you that.
So what actually got you into... All right, let's go we'll reverse engineer it. So Take Me Out. What got you on to Take Me Out?
So I got approached by the production team on Instagram, as you do. Yeah. And they just saw my page and they were like, we like what you're doing. We'd love to get you on Take Me Out. We see all the my work. Like I had all my presenting stuff on there and that kind of thing. Modelling stuff, and they were like, yeah, we really want someone like you to come on the show. And I thought it was a joke first. I was like, is this a joke? Like, I didn't think it was real, because these production people, they don't really have like many followers and stuff. If you ever see them, like come across them on Instagram, they just use the Instagram to like DM people to get them on shows. So I was like, is this real? I'm so confused. I was like, what? And then they called me and I was like, okay, it was all legit and stuff. And I thought, do I do this? Do I not? Like, they explained everything. And I thought, do you know what? This could be a good opportunity, like, especially for an Asian girl going on there, and it could open up doors and just get my face on ITV, because I think there wasn't many ethnic girls on Take Me Out before. If anyone's seen it, they know it's just
I was like
white girls with blonde hair.
I watched like the first like few series, and it was like that. It was white dudes, white girls.
Yeah.
And then there was that Sing that came on.
Yeah, he's my cousin's friend.
Oh shit! Your whole family's just like tuned in. Yeah, Parent, that's it.
Yeah.
Your whole family's just tuned in to Take Me Out.
So I kept it a secret, by the way, because I filmed it. So it was filmed 2018, like November, and then it came out literally a year later. So it only just came out just before Christmas, and I had to keep it a secret, so I didn't tell anyone. So obviously my mum and my sister knew, but like no one else in my family knew. So when they found out, they were like, "Oh my god!" They were all happy and supportive. They all thought it was really funny, to be honest. I thought like, "Shit, what are they gonna say?" But no, everyone was cool.
What did you think their reaction was gonna be?
I thought
Was it gonna be the standard "Besti Gartia"?
No, do you know what? My family, I'm so lucky that none of them are strict. Like they've always been supportive of me, because they've always known from a young age I wasn't going to do anything else but be in like, this entertainment like industry or media industry, because I started off acting from like the age of like 7. My mum put me into theatre school. So they've all known that I was a bit of a drama queen, and I've done acting like through my whole life, and school life and college and all of that. So it wasn't like a shock in that way, because I was already presenting and doing TV stuff. But like, I think it's because it was a dating show. I think my nanny was just a bit like, oh, she what's gonna happen? Is she gonna go off of a gorda? And I think some people were in my nanny's ear, like saying stuff like, this is what they do. They go on an island after, they go on a date, and like basically fill their head basically. Right. So when she spoke to me,
poor nanny, bro.
Yeah, and then my mum, like obviously, and we explained to her, we was like, it's not like that at all. Like, it's just a fun show. You just have a bit of banter, and if you get a date, you go. But yeah, obviously, I told her that I wasn't going to go that far with it, really. So, yeah, she was cool afterwards. I just had to explain and calm her down a bit. Because she'd have a heart attack thinking I've gone on a date there.
Well, you had an interesting moment we were talking about earlier. Where you had that clip. It's on your Instagram.
Yeah.
We'll pop your Instagram and shit down. People can stalk you. Like, you'll
stalk me? Oh, my God. I get enough of that already.
When you were talking earlier about whereabouts you're from and where you're not from, I was like, shh, don't mention like parts of London.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna say like exactly where I'm from, because
we'll put that in the description below.
Yeah, no, because I get like you get those DMs and it's like message requests. Oh my God, I can show you. It's like hundreds of like the weirdest messages ever.
I believe you.
It's a bit much. I'm thinking, wow.
Oh man, we talk about this a lot. Female comedians get this shit a lot as well. We talk about it sometimes. Where it's literally, I got like probably 2, and it's always like some random freshie dude in India being like Hanji Baiji, like or something.
Listen, when I was in India, that's when they all came. Then I'm thinking I shouldn't be live posting where I am, because I couldn't anyway. The Wi-Fi was really bad, but I was thinking that might turn up like where I am and stuff. So I had to be really careful.
Our boy is ready to marry you, Jal.
Oh, don't even say that. The rishtas were like coming through, mate. I was like, I cannot deal. They're like, how old are you? Okay, you're ready for marriage now. We got someone for you. And I was like, oh my God, no, like it's not happening.
That's funny.
But
your nanny. So there's a clip of you on Take Me Out, and then you refer to your nanny, made her a celebrity bachari.
Yeah.
And then you did an Indian accent. We were talking about that. How did that come about?
Okay, right. So bless my nanny, she had no idea. So we were so before the show, we're like backstage, and even like, when you get the questions for if some girls are in the bottom 2 and then they get that question from the guy, you get that beforehand. So you can have the whole day to think about it. And then the production team came up to me and they were like, oh, Paddy's going to come and speak to you today and like introduce you to like everyone. So he'll be like, oh, this is Nikita, and they didn't want to say I was a presenter, so they said Asian bridal model, which I mean I wasn't too happy with, if I'm honest with you, because I'm not an Asian bridal model. Yeah, I've done it, but I wouldn't like just say
that's not your bread and butter.
That's not what. So I was a bit like, okay, whatever, but I didn't really argue with it. And then they said, okay, so what can you say? Think about what you're going to say back to him. They didn't tell me what he was going to say. Obviously, he just off the cuff, isn't he?
Yeah.
But they just kind of told me the gist of it. And then they were like, we came up with some ideas, and then what I could say. And then it was about like, obviously, Paddy kind of said, oh, I heard you've been married before. And then I had to kind of come in and be like, no, I've not been married. It was just dressing up as a bride, explain that. So I kind of did that whole, like when I was speaking to Paddy, I did explain like, oh, so I get dressed up and I do the whole glam and the jewelry and this, that. They cut all of that out. And then they were kind of like, oh, it'd be funny if you did Indian accent, like, you know.
Oh, fuck. I bet the motherfucker asking you was white as well, wasn't he?
I can't know. I honestly, because it was like 2018, I really can't remember the whole thing. But it was like either one of the production team or one of the girls had come up with the idea, and it was like, oh, it would be really, really funny. And then we sat and talked to the production, and they were like, yeah, do it. Because I was like, is this gonna come across really bad? Like, obviously I'm Indian, so I'm not like I'm not taking the piss out of my own people, but it's like, and plus my nanny doesn't even sound like that. Like, she doesn't have a strong, thick Indian accent like that. So I was a bit reluctant to do it.
And I don't mean to be rude, but it was a fucking awful accent.
Yeah, I know, it was really bad. It was really bad. I was like, shit, did I just do that? Like, I wasn't, when it happened, I was like, did I just do that? What the hell am I doing? Like, and obviously it was done by then. Oh, sorry, it was done by then. So I don't know, it was just a bit, I was kind of worried about it, I'm not going to lie, because I thought people were going to say stuff, what's the reaction going to be?
Yeah, and you were saying earlier as well, it made you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I did feel a bit uncomfortable, and I was like, I don't think, everyone was like, it's going to be funny, and like even some of the other girls were like, that's going to be funny. Yeah. And I just thought, okay.
I guess in situations like that, you don't want to like come across as a diva either.
Yeah, because I'm not, because even like, obviously I was saying to you earlier, backstage, you get your hair, makeup done, and your what you wear is all decided for you, and we didn't have a choice in the matter, and I didn't like how I looked on the show. That's not how I would get dressed up and stuff. So, but you don't have a choice, and I didn't want to argue with it because I'm not that sort of person. But some of the girls would cry and they'd get upset, and like there'd be not tantrums, but like, you know how girls, when you're frustrated, you cry, don't you? So like, it was just. Yeah, it was a bit annoying in that respect as well, but...
Yeah, I can imagine that. Like, that must have been an uncomfortable situation, man. I'm still fuming about the fucking accent, bro. Yeah. Like, how fucking dare they ask you to do that shit?
And I mean, maybe I should have just not done it. Maybe I should have said it in just a normal way, but I wasn't... When you're out there and you're in front of a live audience, you're just not thinking. Like, I just said it and I just did it, and I was like... Because I wasn't actually thinking to do it. I thought when I get out there, maybe I won't do it. Yeah. But then it just kind of happened.
Because it's not like your show and shit. If you were like, oh, this will be funny, like that would have been great. Yeah. Like do you and it? I do need accents and shit and more like jokes.
Yeah, I know it was really bad.
But no. But it's like somebody asking you to do that. Fuck you,
well, it
ITV.
was kind of like just saying. It wasn't like forcing me, but it was kind of like, it'll be funny. Yeah, it'll be funny. Like, do it. And I was just like...
There's like a massive drive now as well to try and like stamp that shit out. Yeah. Like, you know, like, I wouldn't say stereotypes, but it's just like almost using like diverse people on your shows as a way of getting like your own like bullshit racist ideas and shit out.
What it was that this series, of Take Me Out, it was all about diversity. So like they had a lot more ethnic girls this series. So there was obviously... Before, if you've watched it before, there's all just blonde girls with blue eyes. Yeah. And that kind of Dumbo kind of like look and the act that they have to put on, or that's actually them. But yeah, this time it was completely different. And I don't know if they were making a point of it, but yeah, it kind of felt that way. Like, oh, we want you because it's diverse and it's diversity. And it's like, we kind of in the back of our heads know what they're doing. But yeah.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Like, what was the experience like? Did you feel like it was a genuine, okay, cool, let's mix it up and... Or was it fuck, we got to get these black and brown chicks on?
I didn't feel like there was any... I don't think it was like, oh, they were doing that. Like, we have to get these black and brown girls and, you know, these kind of girls on the show. Because, not going to lie, like, all the staff and this crew and everyone was so nice. Like, they really did look after us. And I had a really nice time. Like, all the girls were nice. There was no, like, fights. They said, actually, this series that we done was the first time that none of the girls argued. Right. So, like, there's, like, 30 or whatever girls. And literally, all of us got along quite well. So, there wasn't any, like, you know, rifts between any of the girls. And it was the first time they said that. So, it was, like, a nice experience. But when you think about it, it's, like, when you're like, and you really look back, you're like, yeah, this is what they're trying to do, and you can see that. Yeah. And it's like, why should it be like that? It should just be natural. We should have more brown faces and, you know, more ethnicity on mainstream TV. Yeah. And that's why I kind of did it, because I was like, I want to show that being brown, and I can be on ITV, and I can be on these mainstream shows.
How did like the community react? Like you were talking about earlier, almost not a fear, but like, you know, that kind of shit. What's the reaction going to be? What was the reaction in the end?
Well, I had such a good response. Like, I'm so lucky, especially like everyone in like industry and stuff that I've worked with in the media scene and stuff. Like, everyone was so supportive, because I was worried about what people would say, and especially like community wise. I mean, I was lucky I didn't have anyone saying anything bad. And maybe it's because of like my personality and people that know me and know what I'm like, and I'm just very open, and I don't really I don't claim to be like this typical Indian girl anyway. So it's not like it was that much of a shock. But I just think I was in my own head about it, because I thought, oh, all these Indians and Asians are gonna think like, oh, this girl's doing like bestie and this and that.
Yeah.
But like, it was actually not bad. I think I'd worked it up in my own head more than it
What
was.
was? Oh fuck! What was your talent gonna be?
Talent? That's for the boys.
Is it?
Yeah, the girl. Oh, actually, some of the girls did do talents. Yeah. So they had like.
Oh shit! Hold on. Oh, see, I told you I haven't seen the show in fucking years.
So actually, some of the girls did come out and do like when Paddy spoke to them, like when he introduced them. There was a bodyguard, so she came out and done some like moves. There was a baker, so she brought like a massive cake out and like things like that. But obviously for me, it was like, oh, you're an Asian bridal model, so it's like, okay, yeah. So
you just come out in a full-on
I
lenga.
should just come out in a lenga, innit? Realistically, I should have done that, but yeah, that would have been quite funny. But yeah, no talent. But obviously the boys would come out and do that.
Were they trying to do the whole diversity stuff with the dudes as well?
I don't know about that. I think there wasn't that much diversity with the boys, if I'm honest with you, as much as the girls. I think there was a lot of, like, there was a few mixed race boys, but yeah, that's about it, really.
Were you, let's just say, for argument's sake, let's say it gets to about 4 or 5 episodes in, and out comes this fucking 6'2", up and Amunda, right, from a strong family line. Would you have gone on a date to Fernandos?
Depends. If like I was feeling him, then depends really. I mean,
Nani, look away now.
If I'm honest with you, like I really like. If I'm being really honest, I didn't want to go to Fernandos. I didn't want to go on a date. I thought, you know what, it's all fun and games. Like my mum was fine with it. Like if my mum's happy, then it's fine.
Yeah.
She was fine with me going on the show. She understood that I needed to do this to get myself on ITV and, you know, get my face out there a bit more. But she didn't tell me strictly like don't go on a date, but I did say to her, I was like, Mum, I don't really feel comfortable going on that date. Like I don't want to sit there on a beach or whatever. You don't have a choice of what they make you do, so I don't want to sit there in a bikini or whatever I have to do and embarrass myself, embarrass my family like that, and then I just wouldn't have felt comfortable. So even if it was like a 6 foot whatever, like Punjabi Munda, like I just still probably wouldn't have been able to do it.
Gotcha.
Just in my own, like the way I am, I just don't think I could have done it. So yeah, I probably would have switched my life off.
For the whole experience, would you do it again?
No,
I
wouldn't do it again if I'm honest. No, I did have a really fun time. It was draining though, I'm not gonna lie. Like the girls are lovely, and I've made friends for life from there, which I'm grateful for, and obviously the people that I met and the opportunities that have come from it. But like I probably wouldn't do it again just because it was draining. Like you feel like you're in a bubble. Like, you're just basically in a studio for like however many hours from like 8 a.m. till midnight till the show's finished. Then you're back in the hotel doing it all again, like for like nearly 2 weeks. You just feel like you're going crazy. You don't get a day off. Like I think we had one day off, which was a Sunday in the whole 2 weeks we were there. And I think, and my sister had come to see me, and that was it. You weren't allowed to go anywhere. Like it just felt really like you're just in a prison. And I don't think I would have done it again because it was like, I don't know how to explain this, but for me, it's not, how do I put this? It's really hard to put into words. I just don't think I would, if someone came to me and said, we're doing Take Me Out again, would you do it? I'd be like, no.
Was the overall experience, even though you had like loads of highlights and stuff, was the overall experience kind of shitty?
Not shitty. I wouldn't say that. I still had fun, and I still like glad like I got things out of it. But it just wasn't like, I didn't feel like me. Even if like if anyone watched the first episode, even my mum was like watching it, she was like, you don't seem comfortable. And that's how I felt. I don't like people like telling you what to do, telling you how to look, how to dress. Like I feel comfortable when I've done my own hair and makeup, when I feel good, like when I've made my own decisions on how I want to like be and look and whatever. And like you've got someone telling you that and basically forcing you in a way to like wear this, do that, and like this looks good and we have to change you because a girl next to you is wearing this colour, so it's going to clash with you. And it's like, I don't want to wear that. And it's just like, I'm an adult. Why do I have to listen to you? Like, I don't know. It just felt very, in a way, that way forced. And it was draining. Like, you're in heels all day. I think, as well, some of the girls, and I think at one moment, I had a moment where I got a bit upset, like, at one point, you just feel like, not anxiety, but like, I don't know, I just kind of felt like I couldn't breathe at one point. I remember in rehearsals, I felt one time, I think it just got too much where you're just stuck in this bubble in this studio, and it got to a point when I was just like, I cannot breathe. Like it was just so like being in like a prison, and really it wasn't I feel like I'm painting it out to be horrible. It wasn't horrible, but it just made you feel that way. Some of the other girls, like had panic attacks and stuff as well, because it's not normal, is it really, to be stuck like that? So it did feel like a lot.
Yeah. Did they, obviously reality TV with all this like Caroline Flack shit, and I know like Love Island and stuff, had those conversations. Did they offer you like aftercare and shit?
No. So they do ring you up and they do ask you like, how are you? Like, it's gonna come out. Basically the show was supposed to come out way before it did. So they kept pushing back the date. So they would like, update us sometimes, but not really. They don't really offer you aftercare. But I think for a show like, Take Me Out's a bit more lighthearted, and you're not, with the boys and all that kind of thing, keep you separately. But I think they should, because I think for the girls that went to Fernandos, I'm not going to talk about their experiences, but some stuff did happen which made some of the girls uncomfortable. So I feel like they should actually follow up, and they should give them aftercare, because look what's happened in the media now. We've seen it, like so many suicides, this kind of stuff. So it does happen. And like obviously with the trolling and stuff, I again was quite lucky. I didn't get any trolling. I probably had people behind my back. Like, as we know, Asians, they always talk behind your back, right? That. So I definitely probably had that. But some of the other girls got a lot of trolling on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. So. And
they didn't like offer to like help with that stuff as well?
They told them, they said to them, you will get a phone call, and they got phone calls saying you might get trolled. So be aware of that. But when I got the phone call, it was just like, no, you did absolutely fine. It's all fine. Like, you'll be good. But then I thought, they've cut out quite a bit then of what I've said, and which they did. Yeah. Which again, I didn't mind. But yeah, it's quite, when I heard that, when some of the girls said, they've told me I'm going to get trolled, and then I've seen on Twitter and Instagram what people are saying, it's actually quite heartbreaking that strangers are going to say stuff like that about you. Yeah,
I was just about to say, because it's like essentially you went from normal life. And then you went into somewhere where, I know it's not like, I'm not like painting you out to be like some sort of fucking celebrity.
You still have a normal life. Like, it's not like I'm a celebrity. But...
No, but like 2 weeks, and what, you got like 15, 20,000 followers, and like your social media and shit. Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
100%.
I've got like 7,000.
Pal, check this shit right now. I'm gonna make her feel humble pie.
I have got like 7,000 on Instagram, which I'm quite proud of.
It will definitely be higher than 7,000.
Honestly, it's not.
I guarantee it.
It's not. I wish I had 15,000. But again, like, I don't want to do the whole fake followers.
Go on, pal. Fucking hell, hurry up. You're holding up the podcast here. If I'm wrong now.
I promise you, it's 7,000 something. And it's all real, so I'm proud of that. 9,000. No, I'm not on 9,000.
He's just checked it.
Nikita Kanda. He's on the wrong Instagram. Listen, I'm on the gram every day. I know
fine.
Anyway, but I like the fact that you thought I had 15,000. Yeah. Maybe you're looking at somebody else's.
Maybe I was just thinking about how many people were following.
Am I meant to be here right now?
Maybe I was just thinking about how many people were following you around in India. That's what I was thinking.
Definitely 15,000 on there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course the followers went up. Again, I'm all about the real follower. I don't do that whole fake follower stuff like that. But I've had Instagram and Twitter from like when it kind of first came out. So yeah.
But it's like, that's got to be like, especially for some of the other girls, like you were saying, like getting messages and shit from random people because it's something minor you did. You're under like a microscope, even if it's just for like 2 weeks or whatever.
I know, like, because think about it, it is one of the biggest shows people have watched for years. So it is something that everyone does watch. You are going to get, and with social media, we all know, like, it is getting a bit out of hand as well. I'm sure I had some comments and some messages, but the thing with me, I'm quite strong-minded. I'll just block it and remove it. Like, even recently, I've had like some girl trolling me because of one post I put up about, like, I went to this like clinic and did this beauty treatment, and she basically just went in on me and said it's all fake, and people like you just I don't put up fake stuff on my, like, I only post stuff if I really believe in it, but she just went in on me. I was thinking, who is this person? But I find it funny. I just block and like delete it. But I mean, other people aren't like that, are they? They will get affected. Yeah.
Did going on Take Me Out affect your dating life? Wait, firstly, I should ask, are you single?
I'm single. All
right, we're back to a date.
We're back on a date.
All right, so
yeah, no,
did it affect your dating life then?
No, because I don't think I really have a dating life, if I'm honest with you. I'm actually very sad. Like,
It's
last night, I'll tell you one thing, I spent my Friday night bloody watching TikTok videos. Like, I really don't, I'm like an old granny. I don't have a dating life. I don't go on dates. Like, I don't know. I think it probably makes...
everybody fucking says that. Come on, your nanny's not watching this, I promise.
Genuinely, I'm as open as I can. I will say whatever, I don't care. But I genuinely don't have a dating life. I don't go on dates. I don't really do that. So, and I think I don't want to waste my time with just anyone. So I will get loads of messages and, you know, guys trying to take me on dates. Yeah. I have had quite a few guys ask me out. And even when I went on Take Me Out, oh my God, the messages that came through. Oh yeah, well, if you don't find a guy, let me take you out, and I'll take you out, and I'll take you out. And I was like, literally every little like line, it was like, I'll take you out. And I was just like, for God's sake, like, but.
Are you on any of the dating apps?
No, I've never been on a dating app. Never.
Mate, get on it. It's the funniest shit of all time.
I'm scared. I couldn't do it.
No?
No, I don't think it's a bit of me.
I reckon once we wrap this podcast up, we'll get you onto Tinder. We'll just see what happens.
No, because I heard like Tinder's like for like just...
Nah, man, I met my last girlfriend off of Tinder. Like,
really?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it is. I just can't bring myself to put myself on
dating apps or something. Yeah, but I feel like for a girl, like all social media is effectively a dating app.
I feel like Instagram is a dating app now. It ain't about photos and videos. It's literally a dating app because it's like most people do meet on Instagram now.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people. I know people that have got engaged. Now they've met on Instagram, yeah. It's mad.
We've got a dude in the room who's got a missus off of Instagram. Well, I say Instagram, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Oh, don't! I've had someone message me on LinkedIn to try and take me out on a date.
How's the date?
I didn't go. Obviously, I didn't remember.
So sorry about that. We got some technical issues, and we also had to refill on teas and stuff because fucking Nikita is spilling the tea.
I am. Hopefully not spilling this one, it's pretty hot. But yeah, we're spilling the tea today.
We ended on with Instagram being a dating app in the previous one. So Instagram's a dating app. Have you had any blue tick people in your DMs?
Yes. I've had a few blue ticks and DMs. I'm not naming any names, just that they got the blue tick. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I find Instagram, it is a bit of more of a dating app now. It ain't for the photos.
Right, fuck it. I'm gonna wingman all of you fuckers out there, right? So what's a successful DM in Nikita's world?
Oh my God, I never really get... Listen, I'm so honest, right? I never get a successful DM where I'm like, oh, he deserves a reply. Like, I don't. I get the most like cringiest, cheesiest like lines, or like, yo, let me talk to you. Or like, yo, B, what's your Snapchat? What's this? I get all this kind of shit. I'm like, there is no hope. Like, where is the good men in the world? Because this is all the shit that I'm getting.
So I'm gonna be honest. I never used to DM girls, right, ever, until recently. When I found out it's a successful fucking tool, it works.
Well, why don't I get anyone normal?
Oh, man. So, okay, rate this DM. This is my go-to DM. Okay, whether it's Tinder, Instagram, you know, through their BB, whatever, right? It is, hey, do you want to start with a dick pic? And then, wait, relax. So this is the exact reaction I want when they see that fucking message. But then I'll send up like a picture of like a celebrity or somebody that's been in the news for being a dick. So like normally it's Boris Johnson, and then I'm like ... massive, right? And it works. And when I say 100% of the time, I really mean about 40% of the time it works. Right?
That is very like creative. I must give it to you.
I mean, I feel like you're definitely not convinced. I feel like you'd be one of the ones that would just be like, block.
I will be like, block, decline. You ain't getting a reply back. But do you get replies to that?
Yeah, it's fucking solid.
Oh my God.
How are you asking me that question?
How many times have you used that?
Enough that I can copy and paste a full message.
Oh my God. What am I hearing? I feel like I'm inside a guy's mind right now. Like, I'd love to know how you guys think of this stuff.
Honestly, generally, sometimes it just works. Like, you can't be like a weirdo about it, right? So if somebody was to ignore it or like not reply to it, right? I'm not one of those ones that's like Instagram call, video call.
Oh, I've had that, yeah.
Oh man,
I hate that Instagram has this feature now, because I think if you don't need to call, if you know me, you've got my number. You don't need to Instagram call me.
Yeah, I try not getting weird around dates. I try and just be one of those like I've shot my shot, done. And I'm not a prolific DMer. I should point that out. I'm not a prolific DMer.
Sure about that?
No.
Sure about that?
No.
Okay.
Am I a prolific DMer? Nah. Normally where I am just like.
Has a girl ever DM'd you?
A couple of times.
I've never DM'd a guy.
I've had some amazing ones though. So I had some headshots taken last week. And that was one of the ones where I was like, oh, okay, yeah. This big man in it, yeah. I put up this like jokey picture on my Instagram story. And there were about 3 or 4, and I'll show you afterwards, just so you don't think I'm chatting shit.
Okay.
There were just like emoji heart eyes.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I haven't talked to you since uni days.
Oh
and
my
that.
God. Oh, right, yeah. You like, it's like when you put a nice photo up and then like someone from way back in the day comes and tries to chat to you.
This was the first time it's ever happened to me.
You know what? I feel it. I see it, right? You know when I was in school, like, I was always like the popular girl, had loads of friends, and I always was like the fun and whatever, like I just am anyway. But I wasn't like the prettiest in school. And I feel like the pretty girls that were in school, now they're like, oh my God, like the opposite.
Yeah.
And we've all had a glow up, yeah? And like now they all want to come and try and chat to me.
But now you got personality as well, because being butters through those days. No, it's true, isn't it? It is. Tell me that's not true.
No, it's true. Like, obviously I was like, yeah, like I just didn't feel like I was the prettiest in school, but I always had like the friendship circles and I always was friends with everyone sort of thing. But yeah, and it's so funny because back then like no one would look at you, but now you're like having this glow up and like everyone sees you on the gram and they're all trying to message you. I'm like, where were you like how many years ago?
I'm with you.
Like goodbye. Like
I'm totally with you. I've never met somebody from about like when you're in your teens to about 21, 22. All of the popular dudes, like I was never like we were probably like similar. Whereas like I had the friendships and shit.
Yeah.
But I was never A, the good looking one, or B, the most popular.
Yeah.
But I always used to say I always thought I was the funniest, right?
Yeah.
But I always used to get the this kind of like, you know, he's the funny one.
He's
That's
the funny
fine.
one, yeah.
Now I look around at all the popular dudes and all of them fucking hate their lives.
I know, it's like funny. Well, I was like a drama queen in school as well because I did acting like from the age of 7 all throughout school. So like everyone knew me to be like, you know, the drama person, like not drama as in like drama, but as in like acting and stuff and just fun and whatever. And now it's just like, it's so funny when you look back at like people, what it used to be like in school. And we didn't have like Instagram and stuff back then in school. So
do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing thing because I think if I had an Instagram back then, I think I would have.
We had Facebook. I remember towards like my late
Facebook
teens.
and MSN.
Yeah.
BBM.
Yeah. And even that was too much. And that was just text.
BBM days.
Isn't it?
You know, like get your ad.
What are your
I
bibs?
think
What's
it
your
was
pin in
better
it?
back then. Now you can't even tell these 15-year-old girls if they're like 15 or 25. Like
yeah, there's a lot of jailbait out there.
It's mad, but yeah.
Yeah, I always like when you hear stories about celebrities asking for IDs and shit. I always used to laugh at that. But now you're kind of like, nah, I understand that.
No,
that makes sense.
Yeah, you just can't tell these days. Well, like I got told I was 35. Still pissed about that one.
I saw it in your eyes. Your eyes just went glazed over.
Pissed about that one. But yeah. Okay, so we were talking about DMs. We've kind of gone
yeah, fuck it. It happens, isn't it?
DMs, but yeah, no, there's been no good DMs. So
I think dating is just difficult in general.
Very difficult. I think especially like being Asian. I don't know what it is. Obviously, we always have in our heads from being young, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get married one day. And like before it was like, it has to be the same caste, it has to be this, it has to be that. But obviously, I think that's all changed now. But it's still difficult, like to meet someone even.
I always have this thing where it's like, so I date interracial, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And like, I always think that you have to find somebody who's the perfect balance.
Yeah.
Like I went on a date with somebody, and this is generally true. About a couple of weeks ago, it was this middle class, white chick, proper uber lefty, you know, like proper Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh bloody hell, yeah!
And I don't mind that shit. Be in touch with politics, whatever.
Yeah.
But I went on and we started talking about oppression and stuff, and she was trying to tell me how oppressed I was.
Oh my god!
And I'm kind of sat there just like, what? And then it was the worst thing I've ever heard, where she was like, you obviously, because we started talking about feminism, innit?
Okay, all right.
And like, I'm always in, like, I'd say I'm a feminist,
yeah.
super believing in equality and shit. But then she said something that was just like, I was like, okay, this is how you kind of see it. But she was like, you just don't know what it's like to be judged on your appearance all the time. And I'm like, okay, man's brown in that boobs. Come on, like. Yeah. And like that level of like uber woke, I can't deal with. But then on the flip side, you don't want somebody who's like a fucking racist.
No, of course. Like in terms of interracial, I mean, if you would say like, well, I don't really have a type, but like, I mean, I would like someone that's like Punjabi as well, just because it's like you just have that same
more crossover, isn't it?
You have that something more in common, right? But then I have dated like white guys before, and I have dated
Nikita,
like
I'm so disappointed
guys.
in what's happening here.
What?
No, I'm fucking around. I'm joking.
Oh, you're being serious? I was like, shit, mate, you can't be hypocrite there. No, and like I have, and like my ex like was half Irish, half Punjabi. Like I've had, and like so I haven't actually been out with someone that's like full on Punjabi or like full on Indians. I've always have dated like. It's not that I've dated loads. I haven't dated loads anyway, but I have dated like I don't really have a type, so I'm not like against that, but. I think sometimes you need that, like, what's that common thing?
That common ground.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's got that shared experience with you.
Yeah. Sometimes, like you just said, like on your experience of the day, like sometimes they just don't get how you're feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, I think with the whole take me out thing as well, like, I think that was what my nanny's thought was, like, oh my God, is she going to go out of a Gorda? Like, what's going to happen? Yeah. Oh my God, no. But yeah, I think I saved her the embarrassment.
The embarrassment. That's fucked up, man. I always think the attitudes in like my parents fully know I'm on dating apps and shit. And I think my family's slightly different to yours. Mine are pretty traditional.
Okay, yeah.
But like I talked to like I was showing my mum Tinder. Like I generally showed her this is how it works. And her own thing, like her first question was, "It apniyan kudiyan bhi hundiyan?"
Yeah, like literally, I was having this conversation. So actually, with my nanny last weekend. And she was like, so my mum's like not with anyone either. So like everyone's always like, you just get the mum married first, then get the daughter married. So like my mum's like obviously done dating apps and stuff like that. But then like obviously it's not worked for her. And then my nanny was like telling us like, okay, show me how it works. Show me, because there's like deal meal and stuff, all those stuff, isn't it? Like the Asian dating apps and stuff. So she was like, okay, show me. And I'm like, she goes, can I sign up for it and look for you? And I was like, no, you can't. Like I was like, this is not a marriage like. Like Shadi.com or whatever, where you can do that. I was like, you can't do that. My mum was explaining that you have to put your photo and do all this stuff. And I was like, it's so funny because like my family's quite like modern and whatever, so they're not strict at all. So I'm quite lucky in that respect where I haven't had that I haven't had to hide or anything, or I've just always been me and they know what it is. Yeah. But my nanny's really cool as well because she's got older and stuff, and we've got all older. Like she's trying to be more understanding and young and with it and stuff. So they love their like Facebook and their WhatsApp and all the technology stuff. And she'll be like, okay, time for you to find a friend now. She calls it friend. She can't say like boyfriend or whatever. She'll be like, time for you to find a friend. And I'm like, and she was like trying to do this, trying to look for me. I was like, no, it's not happening.
On Facebook?
No, not on Facebook, but she wanted to set up one of the dating apps so she could look for me. I was like, no, like it's not how it works.
I reckon that would be an interesting experiment though, wouldn't it? I think it would. I reckon we should let Nani loose. I'll let her loose on my dating show.
Oh my God, I cannot. She would love it, but no, I'm not doing it because I think she would pick someone that I just would hate. Yeah. Like she would definitely do it because they don't look for what we want or what we look for. They'll just be like, okay, he's good looking, he's this, he's got a good job, whatever. But that's not what it's about, is it?
It's weird, isn't it? I always struggle to explain that. Like, I've never sat down and thought, okay, cool, this is what I want in a future partner. Yeah. I'm always just like, okay, oh shit, meet somebody that's uber cool. And you kind of just know, don't you?
I think from past relationships, you know what you don't want. So I know what I don't want, but I don't have that list where I'm like,
this is what
I want. Yeah. It has to be like this, and this. It's just, I think, when you meet that person, just haven't met that person yet. And I don't really have a dating life. So I'm a little bit really quite sad, aren't I?
It's cool. You can just be that cat lady. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't like cats either.
Same. Fucking
yeah, I really hate cats. So I ain't going to be a cat lady.
Dog lady. Do you like dogs?
Yeah, I like dogs. But yeah. It's just not really. I think people would think that. They'll be like, because like you said earlier, you were shocked, like, oh, come on, you must have a dating life. But I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if guys are like, are scared to approach me like when I'm out, or I mean I get the stupid DMs, but anyone silly can send a DM, like it's not serious. I think if I'm out and stuff, I'd like if a guy saw me, I'd like them to approach me.
The only thing I would say is, right, so as somebody who doesn't lack confidence, I do hesitate when I'm about, so let's say it was a bar or whatever, I do struggle to like be like, okay, cool, because like my whole thing is, the only time that ever works is where I just go up and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Right? Yeah. And I'm perfectly fine with a chick being like, I'm doing well, but bye. Mm-hmm. Fine with that. But boy, have I had some rude ones.
Oh, yeah.
I approached this girl who she was a fucking 10. It was a bar in London, right? She was a fucking 10. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's just chance it. And it wasn't a weird way either. Like, I didn't go up to her and be like, hey, babes, what are you saying in that? I just went over. I went over to her. I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? Like, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember what I said, but it was a real nice, like, just normal introduction. She turned out to be a fucking roadman, bro.
Oh, no.
It was not, like, you would not have expected it. I was scared I was going to get stabbed.
Oh my God, but wouldn't you rather that in person than, like, you know, like if you're talking online, you don't know how that person is unless you speak to them on the phone, but do you want to keep giving your number out to people and that kind of thing?
But then there is, like, also, I don't think the dating culture in London is like that. Whereas, like, so I went to New York. Okay. Perfect dating culture. Yeah. That's how it works. You can go up to somebody, say hi. Yeah. They can have a boyfriend, they can do whatever. They'll tell you the actual genuine reason. Be like, nah.
But I feel like that in America and Canada, like I went to Canada last year, and I feel like they're all more friendly. And they're just more like, you know, even if you do talk to someone in a bar, they might not have the intention to like try it on with you. They're just being friendly. Yeah. Whereas here, and I feel like guys here, which I've experienced, like they will look at you and then they just won't say anything. But you know that they're staring at you and they're clocking eyes of you, but you're not going to come up and say anything because you're being like a bit stush. And you don't want to know. I don't know why, because like you're not going to see me again. So take your chance, mate. But
when I went through that like little point where I was like, okay, cool. Now I think getting older as well. Yeah. I think that because you know you see a chick who's 26, 27. She's probably in the same boat as you are, where she's like, fucking hell, there's nobody to date. What have I got to lose?
Do you think that like you have to like by the time you're like 26, 27, 28, you have to like be like settled down?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I think it's a maturity thing, man.
But I think in our culture, I feel like it is still there. Like I mean, it's getting less and less, but I mean, from like parents' views, but I still feel like it's still there. People are like, okay, you're getting like close to 30 now, and like I know people that are in their 30s and nearly 40s that aren't married, and like
I know people in their like mid 20s. That I know for a fact, I'm like, you guys should not have got married.
Yeah, people get either married really young, or they don't get married, or they get married older. But I just don't think it matters. Yeah. But I think the society and our culture makes us feel like we have to be. Like I do. Like even my mum, love her to bits, and she doesn't ever force nothing upon me. But she will say like, okay, time for you to meet someone now. Time for you to meet someone, or like, you know, why don't you try, or just at least go on a date? And I'm just like, yeah, because I don't want to waste my time. And if I feel like I want to go on a date, then I'll go. If I have that feeling where I'm not like, oh my God, in my head, he's going to be the one, I'm going on one date. It's just like, if I feel like he's going to be worth my time to like...
I always call it the spark, man. Like, I think you have that spark in whatever capacity it ends up being. Like, I think I reckon it's there on the first date. I do think so.
I think that as well. Cool. I think first impressions are everything. So once you meet someone for the first time, then you know.
Yeah, it's hard to change.
But then again, I say that I met a guy, I was with all my friends, and like he came up to me, approached me, and he was actually really, really nice, like really confident. I was like, okay, wow, like I haven't had a guy do that before. And plus I'm with all my girls, so like it would be a bit intimidating for like, you know, a guy to see that and actually do it. Yeah. So I was like, okay, wow, like props to him. And then he came up, all really good, really nice, like bought us all a drink and stuff, and like we were just chatting and like good vibes and stuff. And then obviously gave him my number, and then the next day he like mentioned like the price of like the drink, but he bought the drink. It was like £20 whatever. I was like, why are you mentioning that to me? Then he started showing. I was thinking that's a bit weird. Like you offered and you went and got. I didn't ask you for the drink. Yeah. Then like he basically started showing signs of like being a bit of a psycho, and I was like, you just met me, and you're literally like messaging me on everything and like going way too much. If I don't reply on like one app, he'll message me on like all the other apps.
Oh, so when you said signs of being a bit of a psycho, you meant full-fledged.
Yeah. Like I was just like, wow, I've never had a guy do this before. Like I was really, really shocked. I was like, if I don't reply on like, I don't know, WhatsApp or Instagram, he'll message me on Snapchat, why are you not replying? Oh, ignore me then. All this shit. And I was like, you know, when I was online on WhatsApp, so you can see when you're online. I was busy like doing something, sorting something out, and he'd messaged, but it was something really dead. So I'm thinking, why'd I have to reply? Plus, I'm like more of a person where I'm like not a great texter. I'd rather speak to you on the phone or in person. But he was just showing like so much like immaturity. I was like, wow, like you can see me online, but you're making assumptions like. He's like, why are you blanking me? I'm like, you just met me. Man. You just met me.
Again, I think that's like a sign of like, it's immature, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he was a year younger than me or something like that as well. And I was just like, I didn't think it'd be a big deal, but I think it is.
I don't think it's an age thing though. I always think it's a mentality thing.
Yeah.
It's like, and it depends on where you are in your life. Yeah. Like I'm a big believer in you got to fix yourself and shit. Mm-hmm. I know people that are like, oh, I want to like get in a relationship because, you know, life's a bit shit.
Lonely and whatever.
Yeah. And you're kind of like, that's the wrong fucking reasons,
I agree.
Bro.
Like, I feel like you need to be happy first before you can, you know, be with anyone and then make yourself happy with them and stuff. I think you need to be happy within yourself.
It's because your worlds got to complement each other, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the only time I probably had like a proper successful relationship, for like however long, was when like everybody's in that same like, you know, we're in this because we want to be together with each other rather than I need a relationship.
Yeah, I've only had one serious relationship, but it wasn't very successful. And it was just like, it was all good at the beginning, but I think it just became because he was like he really liked me at the beginning. And I was just like, I was really scared. It was my first relationship. I was like, oh, I was quite young when I met him. So I was just like, I don't know if I should jump into this. And then anyway, it was doing all the like right amazing things, and I just eventually like, you know what, we was together all the time, kind of just felt right at the time. And then it was like became more of like, I felt like he was just really obsessed. Like it wasn't like saying in love with me, but it just felt like more, when I look back on it now, I'm like, it felt like more of an obsession at the beginning, and then afterwards it just became really controlling and really toxic. And like I just felt like he made me feel like I couldn't do anything, couldn't be friends with guys, couldn't be at uni. And I just was like, but then because I was so in love with him, I was like letting him treat me that way. Yeah. So I was like, because I didn't want to lose him. So it was just really, really like, when I think about it now, like I've got older and I'm way out of it and stuff, I'm like, wow, why did I let that happen?
Yeah. I always think, again, I think it goes back to like, if you think that's a bad, then mine resulted in a podcast episode 8, guys. But what I think, like going back to the serious point, I think it's, again, it boils down to maturity. And I think maybe this is kind of a half sexist point of view, but I think women learn through their like early years and early relationships on what they need to be treated like, and I think men learn how to behave in a relationship. Yeah, I think the immediate, whenever I think about even like when you're like 15, 16, like the prevailing like emotion was probably like puppy love, and then jealousy.
I think definitely, and I think as well, I think I'm like so glad that it happened when I was, well, was I 18 to like 21? So I'm glad that it happened in that time, because now like I'm a bit older. I'm just like, I'm glad that I'm not wasting my time now with I'm being treated like that now. Yeah. So, and I think everything happens for a reason as well. But yeah, I think I'm glad it just all that BS happened when you're young.
Yeah, and I feel like it like, as cheesy as and cliche as it is, it just formulates who you are as a person.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like, who knows? If you didn't go through that shit, you probably wouldn't be on Take Me Out.
Yeah, no, I think if I didn't go through, you don't go through stuff. Like, I feel like everything's meant to be, and whatever happens, happens. And I think I'm glad that I'm in the position I am now, because I wouldn't be doing that if I was in a relationship. Like, you asked me earlier, like, about the whole dating thing as well. And like, you know, I said, I think right now I'm just so focused on my career, I don't want anything to distract me. Yeah. So I think I'm a bit scared as well to like date someone and then get hurt maybe, or just get, you know, off track with what I'm doing and what I'm focused on with my goals. I think because you can get into a relationship sometimes and it can like be all about that person, and that scares me.
Yeah, I don't think, again, I think like mature relationships shouldn't be like that. Yeah. I don't think. I think it is always the ones that are like 3-month periods where it's like,
I think it's always awkward at the beginning as well when you're talking to someone and you don't know where it's going to go, but then it's like you want to spend time with them as well, but then it's like they're not. You just don't know how much effort to put in, and it's just.
Oh, so I do whatever the fuck I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I am as well. I won't like be fake about it. I'll just be me. But I just feel like, okay, if they're not giving 100 or not even 100%, but they're not giving a bit of effort, then I'm just like, okay, I'll take a step back then, because I don't want to seem too like keen or whatever.
Right. I never like hesitate to feel too keen, but in those moments where it's like, oh, okay, cool, this person's not on the same wavelength, I usually call it. Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, cool, I'm into this more than she is. Yeah. Or if I see it the other way around, where it's like, okay, cool, she's more into it than I am, so.
I know, I feel like I wish I knew what guys were thinking. Like, I wish I could get into it.
I'm a unique dude, babes. Don't you fucking try and base other guys on me.
I could like know what guys think, because it's so confusing. Like, it's so hard to know. And like, I mean, I don't know. It's just like,
you guys are more intelligent than us. I'm fully convinced. You're more emotionally intelligent than us. I think you guys have those conversations with yourself.
Apparently, guys don't mature until 34.
34, Jesus 35? Christ. That's no, like what the fuck?
I heard this and I read this. It's on Google. Google it.
I thought it was 25, wasn't it?
Apparently, you don't Google it. We're gonna Google it right now, but I'm sure it's 34.
It makes sense though. Yeah. Because like I would say I would say I'm more mature than most dudes I meet, but then in some ways I'm still like, this is.
Well, everyone's different, aren't they? Really?
No, but I always think that this isn't like my final level of maturity.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I still feel like there's like a way to go.
Yeah, I feel like girls.
Yeah, it says late 30s, early 40s.
Fucking hell.
Early 40s.
Late 30s, early 40s.
Oh my god, bloody hell.
Jesus, what the fuck am I
That is
gonna
just
do?
no hope, is there?
I'm gonna be an old man before I'm mature.
Early 40s.
Nikita, what Google is saying? You need a sugar daddy. That's what. That's what.
Oh my god.
Fuck dating apps. Get on one of them sugar daddy apps.
Basically, just date someone that's about 70 years old.
Yeah, about 70.
They'll be mature enough. Oh my god, they might not be able to hear you, but
I mean, the hearing's not the main problem there.
Oh my god.
They'll be popping them blue pills like M&Ms.
Oh my god, that's actually it's a bit crazy though, isn't it? To think early 40s.
Late 30s, early 40s.
But that's why I think, then again, having relationships young, they never usually. I mean, there's only a few people that I know from school that stayed in relationships from school, like high school sweethearts. Like, there's one couple that I know that are getting married and stuff now, or actually two, that met in school. But then again, I always feel like, is it just because they're comfortable with each other and they just ended up?
There's only one that I could say. So there's only one that I know from school, and they're both white as well. Like my mate is living. My mate's living the life my parents wanted for me. Like he's moved in, settled.
Yeah.
And like they were like, actually, you could tell they were just like, okay, cool. You guys are basically like built for each other, kind of thing. You do it. But like I said, I know a lot of people that are in relationships where I'm like, wow, how did you guys end up getting married?
Yeah, I know. It's a bit, I know that so many people, a lot of my friends are married. So I'm like, if it works for you, it works for you. But right now I don't see that for myself. Like, I mean, I see myself getting married one day. Definitely do want to get married and have kids one day, but I just don't see it right now. And I just think I'm on that like career thing. But I think maybe I should try and date, but I don't want to force it. I think if it happens, it happens.
I think it comes naturally, and I think that's the best way to do it.
I think even with the whole take me out thing, everyone was like, you seriously like looking and all this stuff, and it's just like,
no, bitch, I need TV time.
Yeah, come on, guys. But I think a lot of the girls, actually all of the girls that went on there were genuinely going on there for a date. I think I was probably the only person that wasn't, if I'm being honest. But yeah.
I do first dates. I like first dates.
First dates, yeah. I think that's a quite a cute one.
Yeah. That's the one that I would do. Maybe I should send an application to that. Get on TV.
I think you should do it.
Follow that Nikita plan, innit?
I think you should do it. I think it'd be quite good. But I've been asked to go like audition for like Love Island, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
That's a bad one, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I watch it. Like, I love the show.
Yeah.
But I just think I would never go on it. I mean, they've recently had that Pakistani guy on there, Naz. But I just think.
There's somebody fucking calling Prince.
It was Aladdin.
Aladdin, motherfucker.
Aladdin. But he was like, again, it was like the whole thing with me. He was laughing it off when he went with it because he probably didn't think in his head. But I guess from an outsider's point of view, when you are watching that back, you're like, hold on a minute.
He'll probably come back out and be like, oh shit.
Yeah, hold on a minute. I think he's out now, but I just think for that, I think my mum would have a heart attack. My nanny would have a heart attack. I think I definitely couldn't do, because Love Island, you can't even get away with like not kissing, and because they do all those challenges. So it's like with Take Me Out, you can avoid all that. It's just a fun show, a bit of banter, you turn your buzzer off and whatever.
Love Island's basically like a vanilla swingers party, isn't it? That's what it is. Like I've never watched it. I'm aware of the concept, but it is kind of weird.
I always wondered what it'd be like if there was an Asian Love Island, but like a bit of a different concept.
There'd be like a lot of honour killings.
Yeah, but just all Asian. But like, okay, no, but like, not like that. But maybe not the same like complete concept.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a great idea.
Just an Asian dating show. I've always thought about this.
Start it up. I'll come on.
All right.
I'll do that for
you. No one take my idea, yeah? I'm starting this idea of Asian dating, Asian Love Island.
I think it's not even Asian Love Island, just an Asian dating show for mainstream TV.
Yeah. This is the thing, though, what we were saying earlier. Would mainstream TV play this when it's just Asians? This is the problem.
I would support it. I'm not sure if they would pick it up. I would support it if it was done by Asian people.
Yeah.
So there's a layer of authenticity
Producers,
to
director, everyone's Asian, yeah.
Maybe
not Asian, just from ethnic background.
Ethnic background, or even just like it's got that authenticity where like the game is to like be authentic about it and not. You don't want everybody like, the first challenge today is dancing to Punjabi MC.
Like not like that typical that.
Yeah.
But you know what? It'd be nice to see more like Asian faces or, you know, ethnic people on there. I mean, yeah, Love Island, they had Naz, he was one guy. I think in the past they've had like, so there was a girl called Malin who was on Take Me Out years ago. She's like half Sri Lankan.
Right.
She went on to Love Island after Take Me Out. And then I think there was another guy, Pakistani guy, that went on it in the first series. But they haven't really explored, like, I mean, they could put, if they wanted to, they could push for it. I'm sure there is loads of Asians or other people that have applied for the show. I'm just sure they haven't put them on there.
They did the other, they did that Indian or Asian Only Ways Essex show, didn't they?
Oh, Desi Rascal.
Yeah,
yeah, I got on with that as well. It was so funny, but I was at uni at the time, so I was like, I can't do it. And they were like, oh, but you need your whole family to be in the thing. My mum was like, I'm not. She was like, you do what you need to do, girl, but I am not filming on this.
Yeah.
They're all just like, all my family are like, we're happy for you to support you, but we don't want to be on screen or do anything like that.
I also do think like, I think the appetite could be there. I genuinely let's do it. Let's write up an idea. Let's do it.
I think we should do it.
Should
we be saying this on here?
Yeah, I
don't want everyone to steal our ideas. I think we just talk about it off air.
I think Oh no, let's definitely pick up off air. But like, I think there is the appetite because do you remember the family, Sonny and Shay?
Yeah.
Like I thought that was great, and they did it because it was like a genuine, like this is our family kind of thing. And they weren't like taking a piss out of it.
They had that story of their marriage and everything as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was just so real. Shout out to Sonny and Shay, they're going to be on soon. So like, no,
I loved that show. And their his mum was so cute. I loved her on there.
Yeah. And like because of that level of authenticity, they became like they got actual careers and shit from it. Yeah. It didn't have that like level of tokenism.
I want to see more like, you know, Asian or more ethnic people in mainstream though. I just don't feel like there is enough. And like, okay, I did Take Me Out. I knew like it wasn't going to lift off like something huge for me. I knew I'd meet people and it might open the right doors, but and like, you know, just get my face out there more. But again, like what you said is I don't actually look typical Asian, but I am like, you know, through and through I am Indian. So I want to show that, and I'm proud of that. And I want that to be shown more on mainstream media. I just don't think there is still.
I think there's a lot. Like Inquisitive had the River Island modelling thing.
Yeah.
And I think that shit's super important.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I feel like modelling wise, I think there is.
Getting there, yeah.
I'm talking about like TV, and when you do like presenters and, you know, all that kind of thing, there isn't many. And I think there needs to be more. And there is so many talented people out there, and they're just not getting the like, you know, the time to showcase it. Yeah,
I think I'm not sure if this is going to sound racist, but I feel like black people laid the blueprint out, which was like they brought something to it. So similar to what BBC Asia Network's doing. Yeah. Like, you know, black people built that talent up through their own. Yeah. You know, through their own art. So you had hip hop shows, you had that. And then they started branching out.
There's more of a support there as well for each other. I don't think us Asians support each other enough.
Yes.
We do on the surface, but if you look deep down, we don't support each other enough.
Yeah.
There ain't no one.
And there's always somebody who's trying to like shit on somebody else. Yeah,
always. And I don't know if it just comes back from obviously way back in the night. We just never have been like that, right? As a I don't know. That sounds rude, and I don't know if people are gonna not like what I've just said, but I just do think that's
throughout history, man. Even throughout history, Maharaja Ranjit Singh's kingdom was overthrown by his own like snitches and shit. Yeah, you know. So I think it is.
And we do have that thing. Well, I mean, in my family as well, there's always a family drama, and there's always somebody in the family that doesn't get along, and we carry that on, don't we, throughout? I just don't know. I mean, for me, I'm like, good. There's enough space for everyone, and everyone's different, and I'm different to that next presenter, and we all got our own thing. I just think we need to support each other and push each other more, because that doesn't happen enough. So I wish it would. Even
just within our own friend circles, like let's forget about the older generation. Yeah. Even the younger generation, Asian people, like, you know, I feel like there is that almost that like somebody could DM me about like tickets or something, but won't fucking like promote my show or some shit, or like whatever, and I'm like,
or like if I put anything out on Instagram. So I was saying this with a friend the other day that like something so silly on Instagram, or like, you know, even a photo if I'm looking all glam from a shoot will get way more likes and like, or way more, you know, interest than something that's actually I've posted about my presenting, or like I post a video of me doing something and no one's bothered about it. But the minute you do something that's like not relevant, or, you know, it's just
I'm with you.
More interest and more likes from that. I'm just like, wow, that's not the support I actually wanted. Yeah. I want you to like look at my presenting stuff, or, you know, stuff that I've done. But yeah, I think that's just
you could announce something that's like a proper passion project, or you could put up a picture with like a celebrity, and I guarantee you the picture of the celebrity will get like more support.
100%. It's just the way it is now with social media, and then obviously, like we just said, with us Asians, maybe it isn't just Asians. I shouldn't just point it out, but like I feel like that's the way.
I reckon there is. I reckon there is definitely a point to that. I was trying to get Sing Street Style on the podcast.
Oh right.
So because we had like an interesting interaction on Twitter.
Yeah.
Where he said some shit about Rupi Kaur that I didn't like.
He's a bit controversial, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't even think it's that. I just think he was out of order with the shit he said. And I didn't want to like then start shitting on him like on Twitter. So I was like, do you want to come through?
And
we're still trying to sort that out.
Yeah,
but like,
and talk about it. But yeah, we do need to have these conversations, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because it is just very on the surface with everything. And it is like, you know, like I said earlier, people talk about it behind your back. They won't say it to your face. Or they won't support you, but when they see that, oh yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, yeah, but where was the actual support there? yeah.
Well, you couldn't double tap on that picture,
motherfucker. It's not even double tap the like, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just be a bit more, you know, supportive. Really, that's all I can say about that.
I feel like that's a decent message. I think so. The summary of this podcast is up your DM game.
Talked about everything.
Support us a little bit more, and Nikita's single, guys. So. But thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun, like my first podcast.
This is great. We'll try and get you on with the episode with Mira as well.
That'd be good. Shout out to Mira, shout out to Iman, and all the Take Me Out girls.
Yeah. Take Me Out that.
Yeah, it was fun, but thank you guys.
Thank you. Cheers. Awesome.
Yeah.